Hello, collective. My name is Kaelem. I am a psychic, an empath, shaman on the path, an oracle of sorts. And we're gonna get a message out today. Oh wow. There's a feather on the ground over there, which is kind of interesting, tying into the message of this reading. I have some channeled messages before I start. It's honestly pretty chilly, so this might be a quick message. I'm gonna tell you what I channeled, but before we do that, I'm gonna ring this bell. I hope you're having a wonderful moment of time. If you have any sound sensitivities, you might want to turn your volume down a little bit. This can be a little loud, but yeah, that is your warning. I'm gonna ring it right now. It's actually not very loud today. Okay, you might notice the angle is a little more professional looking. I forgot I got a tripod for my phone like months ago for a project I was working on, and still kind of am, but it's more a loose thing that I'm gonna have to return to at some point. But I forgot I had a tripod, and so I've been using that. You might have seen the last couple of videos in my car. I've been using this, and it's kind of a lifesaver because it makes it so much easier to record. Don't mind me if I'm shivering. I am a very skinny vessel. I'm not even that cold. I just don't have much insulation, and my head is mostly cold, so it makes me shiver. I also have autism. I think that has something to do with it, or maybe POTS, who knows. I got some shit going on always, and we love it. We're gonna use the Wanderer's Tarot, but first, I'm gonna read these messages. I'm gonna read the channeled words and symbols, and then I have part of a song that was channeled. We have carrots, or rather the smell of carrots. I was meditating next to the river just before recording this, and I kept smelling carrots, like that smell of freshly cut carrots. And even saying that, I can smell it. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's something to do with eyesight, because carrots are good for eyesight. Who's to say? Except spirit. We'll find out if it comes up. The color blue, I heard form or farm, glow, sweat, a gorge, like kind of a ravine sort of thing. Denver came through, Wednesday, sawdust, Archangel Indrio, 333, leather/leather work, wind, the east, tensegrity came through, which tensegrity is you'll see tables that are made out of chains, and there's basically a formation in the middle that has a chain connected to two pieces of metal that connect to the table, and the chain will basically connect to that piece and the table, and then on every side of the table there will be 4 chains that basically keep it balanced, and in that, the chain in the middle holds all the weight, and the other 4 chains are to keep it balanced, which might be pertinent to the message, but we'll find out. I'm really shivering. It's not even that fucking cold. Fowl came through, like a domesticated bird. I honestly didn't even know what that meant. I had to look that up. But when I was looking that up, one of the things that they talked about was that fowls can be raised to either to get eggs or to harvest the meat of the bird, and in that they'll also collect the feathers, which feathers, the word feather just stood out to me when I read that. I didn't write it down, but there's a feather right there that I didn't notice until I pressed record. Crows came through because there were literally like 5 crows in this tree, like screaming at each other. Which it's interesting. The tree that they were in, or are in, I don't know. I didn't see them fly away or anything. They just like stopped out of nowhere all at once. It's like a really big tree. It's like one of those ones where it starts out as one tree and then splits off into 2. I don't know. But roots also came through. The word lament, I forgot to look up what that meant. Dreadnought, I also forgot to look up what that meant. Clutter/cluster, and felt like the fabric. Yeah, and the channeled song that came through is Calling Old Friends by Defiance, Ohio. One of my favorite songs. I love that band. I love that song. Oh. That is fucking crazy, because I didn't write it down because it just came through, because like Indriel came through, and then I was gonna write down Archangel Uriel, but I was just like, oh, that was probably just a fluke. Literally, the card that is on the bottom of the angel deck is Archangel Uriel. Your emotions are healing, which enables you to open to greater love. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and mind. I was only pulling this out so I could look up Indriel's meaning. Where are you? Yeah, you are a light worker. God needs you to shine your divine light and love, like an angel, upon the earth and all of its inhabitants. It is fucking cold. I might continue this reading in my car. No, we're gonna push through. We are gonna push through, despite the cold. I honestly am loving the cold. I walked out to my car yesterday, and it was so chilly, and even though I shiver, you would think because I shiver so much, I would hate the cold. I just saw 7-Eleven. But I love this time of year. It feels like home. Halloween, the Halloween season, fall, autumn, my favorite time of year. Anyway, the channeled song is Calling Old Friends by Defiance, Ohio, but specifically the last verse. I tried to put my finger on it, but I gave it my whole arm. I reached out with good intentions, but it only did more harm. We find ourselves alone ever since the day we're born, and we seek someone to sew sutures in the places that were torn. Burn, 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 burn. That riff has been running through my head all fucking day, because I heard this song earlier today, and that's just stuck with me. Yeah, anyway, we're gonna pull some cards now. I don't really know what this message is gonna be about. The channeled messages are all over the place, and some of the stuff I was hearing before I even channeled was interesting. And I also had a dream last night, which I was channeling the deity Hecate. She's been calling out to me recently, making her presence known. And I was just talking about the path ahead and the way forward. I'm not going to talk about that in this reading. I might if it comes up at a later date, but that wasn't the focus. Just I was talking to her last night, and I had this weird dream. And it's not even the whole dream that weirded me out. It was mostly when I woke up this morning. Before I woke up this morning, I had this image in my mind of a purple cube, and it was floating. It was like, but it wasn't just floating. It was like it was like being telekinetically moved, like floating through the air. I honestly think there was another person there. I don't know who. I think it might have been my dad or some like masculine figure. And I think they might have been moving the cube, but either way, I saw this cube get lifted, and then it floated right in front of my view, like right here, and it aligned with a circle, and the moment it like locked into place, my alarm went off. And it weirded me out. I didn't know what to think of that. And then I had like a whirlwind of a day today that I'm not gonna talk about. We're not gonna get into it because I won't stop. Um, and I honestly don't even want to focus on it. I've done my release of the shit the shit that happened today. We're gonna pull some cards. Wow, there is a cloud in the sky. It looks like a heart with an arrow through it. I wanted to write love in my channeled messages, and I didn't because I was like, I don't know. But oh my god, there's another fucking cloud in the shape of a heart. That's fucking crazy. There's another one. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck, dude? No, that's crazy. Wow, okay. Let's see what that's about. Spirit, what does the collective need to know at this time? What does the collective need to hear? Cards flying out. We have the Six of Cups. I'm not going to take reversals today. The Star. I just saw 11:11 on the clock. There's some power behind this reading. I wanted to talk about, okay, we have the Empress. Oh, the Empress came out as the challenge to the Star. And then we have the Five of Cups. Interesting. Knight of Wands for like energy towards the future. And Foundation. Seven of Pentacles came out, it like did a little flip and then landed back on top. I don't think I'm gonna take it. I don't think I'm gonna take it. Whoa. King of Pentacles. Interesting. That's the Foundation here. Okay. Six of Cups. I'm gonna read that. I feel called to read on that. Reminiscing about past trips often helps to have a stronger identity in the present. So remember your previous experiences, but without desiring to relive them. No nostalgia or sadness. The treasure consists of photos and video clips from your life. What feelings and emotions do they arouse? If they are positive, keep the photos with you. If they are negative, it's time to cut that umbilical cord. This feels like with the Star, you're being called to really take into account where you want to move forward to. Think about, it's almost like following your inner star with context of the things you've been through before. And I'm going to read the Empress because that's our challenge. You will share that you will share all that your noble heart holds, in every thought of alliance and understanding with your fellows. This means becoming Empress of your inner realm. Any outward seductive behavior, any vanity, any flippancy will turn against you. Conversely, be kind and loving, teach goodness, and laugh loudly so everyone will see who you really are. A heart full of love and the feminine side within you. This is the treasure. A heart full of love and the feminine side within you, the part that makes your heart beat. That's what you have found as a treasure. The Empress governs by intuition, dispensing hopes and behaviors that are fitting to her high position. The rest is fiction or calculation. You will lavish your inner beauty on all around you. I get the sense that the Empress being the challenge is almost like, how do I phrase that? Like, ooh, I heard being the bigger person, rising to the challenge. Ooh, with tensegrity. I almost feel like it's, like, I'm getting this sense that there's an attachment to the physical world around you and the connections that are keeping you tethered to the 3D. I'm close with that. Not quite there though. I say that to say that the balance you need to find is trusting your intuition and almost like looking back at like there's a sense of doubt here. Spirit, can you help me like get the words out, expand on what I'm thinking here? Because I know, like, the Six of Pentacles, exactly. Like, recognizing the ways that these attachments to the 3D have, I don't want to say steered you wrong in the past, but like taught you where to place where to plant your seeds. The Seven of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah, and looking back at how following your intuition has brought you to what you've desired. Like, I'm getting a heavy sense of manifestations. I'm being called to talk about a story from a few years ago. It was honestly my first experience with like a true miracle. We have the Three of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I'm gonna pull that out. I feel called to. I was with a karmic ex of my past, someone who taught me a lot of lessons. We were moving out of state, and we were saving up for this big deposit for the apartment we were gonna live in, and we didn't know how we were gonna get the money, but we just knew that it was gonna happen. While I was driving to work every day for like a month and a half leading up to when the deposit was due for this apartment, I would drive to work for like 45 minutes, and every time I would just say, this deposit is going to be paid off. My rent is going to be paid. Like, blessings are coming my way. Every day, I would say this for like 20 minutes or so, maybe like 10 to 20 minutes. I would just over and over again say, like, money is coming my way. I will be taken care of. And I said it so much that I just believed it was going to happen. And what do you know? We're getting like 2 weeks away from when the deposit is due. I only have about like a quarter of the deposit. And then I was seeing angel number after angel number. Like, I remember seeing 444 a lot. And like that, I was getting money like left and right out of nowhere. I got a security deposit from my last apartment that I wasn't expecting to get because I absolutely trashed that place, like holes in the walls and shit. Nothing too crazy, but we were not expecting to get our deposit back, and it was the full like $1,000 deposit. And then I got some kind of like tax return, and then some kind of refund for something. It was these random amounts of money that were like spewing out of nowhere. I got like a letter in the mail that had like $100 from my grandpa or something, and I was getting like literally from nowhere. And it was such a magical experience. It was my first time being like, holy shit, manifestation like really works if you just believe it, put it out there, and let it go. And I've had to like really work with that. But I don't know. I feel like this is another situation where you are having to look back at situations like that, where trusting your intuition and trusting your guides has brought you to like beautiful places. Planting these seeds kind of gave you the means to travel. I want to read the Three of Wands, actually. I got very passionate there for a sec. The Three of Wands. Set out and accept new challenges. Beyond the horizon, there are situations and tasks that are waiting to be managed by you, using your courage and strength. Your treasure is well-prepared suitcase, full of things, books, and items you will need. Abandoning doubts and useless objects or emotions are just as beneficial. And this feels like looking at the past to recognize what is going to benefit you to become this Empress. And the challenge of the Empress, I feel like, is really standing in your power as the Empress, but also embodying it. Not allowing petty situations to get the best of you. Not allowing low vibrational things to take advantage of you. And when hard shit comes your way, when difficult situations coming your way, being able to just laugh it off, let it roll off your back, and embodying the Empress, being this like loving, joyful, beautiful essence of femininity who creates things out of thin air and embodies love and therefore receives love in turn. And Five of Cups is the advice here. The advice is to let go of your grief, let go of the pain that you've held on to from the past. I just saw 2112, and allowing that pain to teach you, allowing that pain to guide. 2121. Those might not sound like important numbers to you, but those are like big ones for me. That I see that they're kind of like messages of trust the process, trust that balance is being restored, that your wishes aren't going unnoticed. And the Knight of Wands feels like an embodiment of the energy, like by learning from the shit that you've been through and learning from the good things that you've been through, the beautiful experiences. And even like this, the Six of Cups, the imagery is so pretty on this card because it's like literally childlike love. I almost feel like there's a sense of taking a leap into a new way of being and trusting that the positive feelings that you felt from love in the past are going to come again, and not only come again, but in beautiful forms that are unlike anything you've ever experienced before. Like, remember how beautiful love can feel, and you will be rewarded tenfold. But I didn't even explain the Knight of Wands. That being future energy, it almost feels like trust that by learning from all of this stuff from your past and allowing it to build you into a new way of being, trust that that's going to show you the way on where you need to go. Trust that that's going to guide you to... Oh. I'm actually a little... That's crazy. I went to this community art event last night, and it was just like a gathering of people to create art in like a public space with creative people around you. It was a very beautiful setting, but I drew this drawing and it looks surprisingly familiar. Not like, this might be a reach, but I don't care. Do you see how he's holding the staff and the flag? Look at how his hand is holding that. And the wand that he's holding, it's like a stick with shrubs and shit. I drew this, it's supposed to be like this. I'm still working on it, but it's gonna be like a wizard holding a scythe. But I don't know, there seems to be some like similarity between the way they're holding their staffs here, which this wizard's is his is behind his back, like he's hiding it. I almost feel like that's an energy to learn from these things and trust that because like that picture is of like a wizard. It makes me think of the Magician card. Trust that the manifestation of your passions will take form, but to be the way he's holding that scythe behind his back, it's almost like keep your cards concealed. Don't go to people. Something I've been thinking about a lot recently is like not sharing too much of what you're excited about to the wrong people, because even if someone is like a neutral party, you know they aren't actively working against you, telling them about the things that you are working on might open your energy to energies you don't want in your field, because by sharing that with them, you're letting them into your space, and then they might not have bad intentions, but if they go and share with someone else, that other person could be the one who's working against you or trying to prevent you from reaching your goals. So keep your cards to your chest. Know that things are working out exactly as they're supposed to. Know that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. You're on the right path. Spirit is divinely guiding you, but they kind of want you to take, like, I'm almost getting hermit energy of like, but it's like not hermit in the, well, I don't know, in the Wanderer's Tarot, the Hermit card is beautiful because it's about coming out of your shell after a time of like recluse, or like seclusion, but like the image that I'm getting is like, it's almost like shining your light, passionately being yourself, almost like showing yourself off, but in a way where you are, how do I put that? Like, I'm hearing Solo Dolo by Kid Cudi, but that isn't really the vibe that I'm thinking, because that song's like kind of sad. Not sad, but it's very like, oh, I'm on my own, I'm solo dolo. But like writing on your own and just empowering yourself to shine. That's the energy of the Empress, is being someone who can build a community, but is also like that Empress without anybody else's help. The Empress, she builds up, she fills her own cup, she builds herself to, she's built herself to her position. She's all of the queens, emotionally intelligent. She is like headstrong, but in like a very intelligent and strategic way, but not in a manipulative sense. It's just she knows how the world works and she knows how to navigate things to get where she needs to be, while also helping others and not tearing people down for the sake of it. And in the foundation, we have the King of Pentacles. I'm going to read that card. I also want to mention, I have been sleeping with different crystals under my pillow. And lupitolite has been a big one. It's kind of been my replacement for amethyst, because I don't have amethyst right now. I always try my best. Whoa, and there was a really warm breeze that just came through when that affirmation came. Another one is, oh, I don't know what this is. Someone tell me in the comments. It's some kind of jasper. It's so gorgeous. Oh my God. It like makes my tummy tingle, makes my solar plexus go off. It is such a gorgeous stone. But I slept with this under my pillow, and it's supposed to be good for like, I think creativity and like connecting with your sacral chakra, I want to say, because it's like red and orange, so it's kind of a mix of like the root and sacral. But the dream I had last night was fucking creepy in like a profound and beautiful sort of way. It was beautiful. It was like creepy in like an uncanny valley sort of way, because it was so, I felt like I was being guided by deities, which I think I was. Like, I've been going through a big like ascension transformation period, and I've had a lot of my spirit guides connecting with me and trying to show me the things that I need to learn, and it's been such a beautiful and empowering process, and I'm very grateful to Dec for guiding me through all this, because she's helped me, really built me up to feel, to expand on like the things that I have been working on. Like, I've had these random ideas floating around, and she's really like helped me contextualize those and implement and integrate these different aspects of self and these connections with spirit I didn't even realize I had, and I'm very grateful for that. We're gonna read the King of Pentacles. That's right. That is right. Sorry. Where's Pentacles? The King of Pentacles. You have reached a stable position. You have the success and wealth you desired. Yeah, you are literally like, it's almost like you really need to just recognize that you are in such a good position. Like I don't know, I get such a sense of doubt from you, from your energy here. Like, you aren't sure of the path ahead, which makes sense because we're not supposed to know. Like, it's unfamiliar and it's going to be scary because of that. But like, spirit is trying to remind you, like, you have all of the pieces. You are in so much better of a spot than you think you are. And your kingdom is strong. Is that what you really wanted? Or are you too tied to tradition and the results of what you've achieved? The choice is yours. Be dynamic and embark on a new journey, or be contented and consolidate what you have obtained. I'm not even going to read the treasure because that says all we need to know. You are in a position where you can take everything that you've learned to get to the point that you are, so that you can expand even further. But you have to make the choice. You have to process these things. You have to look back on your achievements. You have to look back on your failures, which failure is a term that should be we should reinterpret that as, like, failure is always an opportunity to learn. Failure is a beautiful thing because it just shows you how you can show up better in the future, which is exactly what you need to do right now. Kind of take stock. Maybe do some journaling. Like a journal prompt could be, I had it and then it immediately left my mind. Just write about how you've grown as a person, from both your, not like, how do I phrase that? Like, think about your achievements and think about how much further you've gone since achieving those things, as well as the failures. Like, looking back on times where you fell short or you acted out of character or from a low vibrational place. Look back on that and extend an understanding of where you were, and recognize how much you've grown since then and how you would handle those situations better now. And I think you might find some really valuable information in looking to learn from that. We're gonna reshuffle. You know, sometimes you just gotta let it out. I tend to like hold back my shivers because it's embarrassing, but like, I don't know, I've really started to come into my own recently, and I'm realizing I have no reason to be embarrassed of the person that I am or the traits that I have, the ways that my body reacts to things, because that shit doesn't matter and it makes me me. I've been like this my whole life. Why am I trying to suppress these things? I'm allowed to be cold. I'm not even that cold. It's literally just I'm fucking kind of skin and bones, so my body's like, ooh. Shivering is your body's attempt to warm back up, so I'm gonna let myself warm back up. I'm just gonna be even more grateful when I go back to my car to be in the warmth, and even to go home to be in the warmth, because I am in a house that I've worked hard to get to, and I'm in such a good place, and I'm so grateful for that. All right. Why do I feel like I don't even need to say anymore? Something we should talk about is the channeled song, specifically the line, "I reached out with good intentions, but it only did more harm." And then, and we seek someone to sew sutures in the places that were torn. I feel like that is a situation where you need to look back on how you've grown. Because at least, like, I'm just going to give context on my situation to help you reflect on your own. I have had to do a lot of work on my sense of self, and this entire song is about, like, reaching out to people in hopes of, well, one of the other lines is calling all old friends to make sure they're real, talking just to feel, to find some sense of home that you lost last year. And it's like, I relate to that so deeply, because when I first got out of high school, the first like 2 years being out of high school, I was so attached to the friendships I made during that time, that I didn't feel like real. I didn't feel like a person outside of those people. So when they were absent from my life, I was like a shell of myself. I gave myself away, and I would reach out to my friends to try to find some semblance of the person that I was, and that person is gone. I just didn't realize it then. But I've like, looking back at that, I would reach out to try to like fill a void, to feel like I had importance, a standing in people's lives. And the truth is, I do, but that doesn't matter. Like, I have a standing in my own life more than anything now, and I'm so proud of that. And I hope that if you're in a similar situation as me, like, give yourself your props, because it is so hard to work through a sense of feeling I want to say unimportant, but unimportant to people who aren't important. Seven of Swords on the bottom of the deck, literally, like, you've taken back, we've taken back our identities from the people who stole it from us, and we have power now. And we seek someone to sew sutures in the places that were torn. That's another wound of mine, is in relationships, I would turn to the people that I was romantically involved with to have them fill a different void, a void that I had since I was a kid. And that required me going in and tapping into my inner child, really getting to know the parts of me that were hurting, and recognizing that the only way I'm going to heal these things is by not looking for those people, by really giving that love to myself. That's that Empress energy. But I've grown so much from that. I'm now a person who is very, I like to say independent, but I don't even think that's a good word for it, because independence tends to have the connotation that you can't work with others. Not always, but a lot of people have that interpretation. But more a sense of self-confidence and like contentment and comfortability in my own skin, in the person that I am. I'm very self-assured. That's the word, self-assured. And it's time we really recognize our self-assurance, and we give ourselves our props for doing the work to build ourselves up. Like, we've done so much work, and in that, there's been multiple situations where I've hurt people because of those wounds. I've hurt people because of those holes that I had in my sense of self, and I'm not proud of that, but I am able to sympathize with the fact that I was in a place where I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know better, and I'm really proud of myself that I don't beat myself up over that anymore. I don't shame myself for the pain that I caused. Instead, I forgive myself and choose to work every day to be better than the person that I was when I hurt those people, when I did those things, when I said things that I shouldn't have. I'm very proud of myself, and you should be proud of yourself too. Take some time to really give yourself a hug, you know? Do we pull more cards, Spirit? Not tarot. Nope. We got everything we needed out of that. I think we're gonna pull some angel messages, and we're gonna do moonology too. The moon's been speaking to me recently. We're gonna do moonology first, and we'll close out with the angel messages, like old times, like old times. God, it's so beautiful out. I love this time of year. It's not even, I don't know. There's something, it's literally in the air. I just love this creepy, like, I don't know, there's an unsettling beauty to the world at this time of year. It makes me so happy. Being in nature is such a blessing this time of year. It's just cold enough to be like, to feel the bite, but it's not too cold to where you're like, I'm gonna die, like it can get in the winter in Reno, because it gets really fucking cold in like December to February. It's a little unbearable, but this time of year is perfect. During the day it's warm, and in the evenings there's like such a it makes me want to curl up, drink some like a pumpkin spice latte, and like eat cookies and watch horror movies. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. I don't know what else to say. I just saw 111 again. What does the moon have to share? Messages from the moon. You're very close to achieving your goal, Gibbous Moon. Yeah. You're in such a great spot right now. Like, Spirit has been guiding you, showing you the steps to get to where you need to be, and you have listened. You have, they're so proud. But meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. Lots of green energy. It's really important that conclusions are within reach. Full moon, eclipse. It's important you sit with yourself and think about these things from your past. Think about the times that you need to learn from, that maybe you haven't evaluated. There might be something in the blind spot again. I know we talked about that like a month or two ago. But I don't think this is a bad blind spot. I think this is more a part of yourself that you might be overlooking or have overlooked in the past. Like, really sit with yourself and think about how you feel about yourself. Because I think a lot of people struggle with meditation because they don't know what they're doing. And the biggest thing I've found with meditation is like, it's just about sitting with what you're feeling. You're not trying to get anything out of it other than sitting with what you are feeling in your body. And so much can be revealed from that. I have had to really be present in my body with like situations that I've been dealing with, and like the videos I've been posting recently about working through like selfless love. It's a matter of a fiery climax approaches, full moon Aries. A matter of sitting with the things that you're feeling and seeing what you can do with those feelings. Because positive feelings are good, but what are you doing with that? Are you just like letting that sit for a minute and then kind of just putting it into like what's the word? Oh, I can't think of the word. Are you being frugal with your energy, or are you just letting it go to waste? And also, if you're stuck in like negative thought loops about mistakes you've made or things that you're going through, what are you doing about those feelings? How are you helping yourself feel better? This is a really good time to practice transmutation and just really think about how you can use your energy to move forward. Again, with that Knight of Wands energy, like, it's important we're no matter how we're feeling, positive or negative doesn't even feel right, but positive or not positive, like, what are you doing with those feelings? How are you allowing those feelings to control you, or do you need to take your power back? Do you need to address some things, maybe clean your space, take care of habits that you've let go. I don't know. Are you maybe overindulging in certain things, or are you underindulging in certain things? Is your inner child calling out to you, asking to do something fun, exciting? Like, I can't tell you what you're feeling. You need to like feel that within yourself and really just tap in. Get to know yourself again, because you're an entirely new person. We are like, this transition has come and gone. We are on the new page. New Earth is coming, and it's time we start building. So get to building. What do the angels have to say for the collective at this time? We have Daniel. I am the angel of marriage, and I am assisting you right now. Again, with that message of love. This wasn't super love-centered, but there's definitely like a vibe around it. And like, you're going to call in love by standing in love for yourself, like pouring that love into yourself. We have Azure. I don't know. Your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith, and don't try to force it to happen. Just go with the flow. Let these things come as they will. I just heard a message that this was in a reading I just listened to, that there's an idea that is going to be coming very shortly, and you're going to know it. It's going to come to mind, but when it does, you need to act on that then. Don't try to force this idea. Don't try to like make it come out of you, because that's not what we do here. We tap into source. We go with the flow. Allow these things to come to us. But when it does, act. We have Shanti. I am the angel of peace. I bring you new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. We have Chantal. New romance is imminent, either with a newcomer or through reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love. And I feel like that's even, be open to giving and receiving love to yourself. Holy shit. Omega. Victory, your desire is coming to fruition. Keep up the good work. Literally, you're in such a good spot. You are such a beautiful soul. And it's time you appreciate that. We have Caressa. You are at the end of a cycle in your life. Call upon your angels to comfort you and to guide you to your next step. Happiness awaits you now. That is so beautiful. Collective, I hope this message was able to bring you some confirmation or clarity on what you already intuitively know, able to give you some hope. And honestly, I hope you received the energy that I was sending out through this, because there was such positive vibes around this reading. You're doing so well. Trust that everything is going you're exactly where you need to be. Everything's going to plan. You're so beautiful. Spirit loves you. I love you. Take care of yourself. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by messaging me on Instagram at Full Mental Agony. And in saying that, my name is Kaelem. This has been Full Mental Harmony. And have a wonderful moment in time. I love you. Bye-bye.